Your employer offers a 401k. You contribute 15% of your salary. Your employer matches 5%. You feel like you're doing the right thing. You're planning for retirement. You're following the conventional wisdom. Here's the problem. Conventional wisdom has changed, but the advice hasn't. The 401k was designed in the 1980s when pensions existed and people stayed at one company for 30 years. That world doesn't exist anymore, but people are still treating the 401k like it's the foundation of retirement security. It's not. It's a part of it, an important part, but if it's your only wealth building tool, you're going to retire significantly less wealthy than you think. Today, we're going to talk about why the 401k alone is not enough, and what you actually need to do to build genuine retirement wealth. The math that looks good but isn't. Let's start with what the 401k actually produces. You earn $80,000. You contribute 15%, $12,000 annually. Your employer matches 5%, $4,000. Total, $16,000 going to your 401k annually. Over 30 years at 7% return, assuming you get no raises, you have approximately $2.1 million.
That sounds great. $2.1 million. At a 4% withdrawal rate that produces $84,000 annually in retirement, you were earning $80,000 during your working years. Now you're earning $84,000 in retirement. It seems like it works, except it doesn't. Here's why. First, you got raises. If you earned $80,000 at the beginning, you're earning closer to $180,000 by year 30. Your 401k contributions are larger late in your career. The numbers are actually higher, let's say 2.6 million instead of 2.1. Second, inflation. The $84,000 you're withdrawing in year 30 is not worth $84,000 in today's money. It's worth roughly $35,000. You've lost 60% of purchasing power. Third, taxes. The 401k money is when you withdraw it, you pay income tax on it. At a 25% tax rate, that $84,000 becomes $63,000.
Fourth, healthcare before 65. Medicare doesn't start until 65. If you retire at 62, you're buying private insurance for 3 years. That's $30,000 to $50,000 in premiums. Fifth, you're probably not withdrawing exactly for percent. You're withdrawing what you need, which is often more, especially in early retirement years. So the $84,000 from your 401k becomes roughly $50,000 in actual spendable money when you account for taxes, inflation, and healthcare. You were earning $180,000 at the end of your working years. Now, you have $50,000 to live on. That's not retirement security. That's a significant drop in lifestyle. The constraint nobody talks about. Here's the hidden problem with 401ks. They have contribution limits. In 2024, you can contribute $23,000 annually. That's a cap. Even if you wanted to save more, you can't. The government limits how much you can shelter from taxes in a 401k. This is actually good policy from a tax perspective, but it's terrible for your retirement security. If you're trying to build wealth aggressively, you hit the 401k cap, and you can't put any more in. The wealthy don't have this problem because they have access to other tools. Business retirement plans, solo 401ks, real estate, taxable investments. But as an employee with one 401k, you hit a ceiling on how much you can save tax-advantaged. The fee problem nobody mentions. 401ks have FEs, expense ratios on the funds, administrative FEs, sometimes hidden FEs. The average 401k expense ratio is roughly 0.40 to 0.50% annually. That sounds small, 0.40%. Over 30 years, it's not small. $100,000 invested at 7% return over 30 years is approximately $1.6 million. $100,000 invested at 6.6% return, 7% minus 0.4% FEs, is approximately $1.5 million. That 0.4% difference is $100,000 over 30 years. On larger amounts, the fee impact is even larger, and many 401ks have fees worse than 0.4%. Some are 0.7 or 0.8%. You're paying banks hundreds of thousands of dollars in fees over your lifetime for the privilege of investing your own money. The early withdrawal trap. Here's another constraint. You can't access the money until 59 and a half. Try to withdraw before that, you pay a 10% penalty plus income taxes. You're giving up roughly 40% of the withdrawal. This creates a specific problem. If you want to retire at 40 or 50, you can't touch your 401k without massive penalties. So you either stay working until 59 and a half, or withdraw from taxable accounts and let the 401k sit until 59 and a half, or take a Roth conversion ladder and deal with 5 years of penalties and taxes. The 401k locks your money away for decades. That's great for forced discipline. It's terrible if your circumstances change or you want flexibility. What actually works? The diversified approach. If you want to build genuine retirement wealth, you need multiple tools. First, contribute to your 401k up to any employer match. That's free money. Don't leave it on the table. Second, max out a health savings account if available. The HSA is the most underrated retirement tool in America. It triple tax advantages. Contribution is pre-tax. Growth is tax-free. Withdrawals for medical are tax-free. Third, open an individual retirement account. If you make too much for a Roth, do a backdoor Roth. That's $6,500 annually in additional tax-advantaged space. Fourth, once you've maxed the tax-advantaged accounts, invest in a taxable brokerage. This is crucial. This is where you build the bulk of your wealth if you're earning and saving aggressively. A taxable brokerage has no contribution limits. You can put as much as you want. The returns are taxed annually, but you have flexibility and unlimited space. Fifth, if possible, build business income or real estate. These create additional wealth-building opportunities with different tax treatment. By combining these, you have roughly 401k, $23,000 annually tax-advantaged. HSA, $4,150 annually. IRA, $6,500 annually. Taxable, unlimited. Total tax advantage, $33,650, plus unlimited taxable. This is completely different from relying on the 401k alone. The math that actually works. Let's redo the calculation with the diversified approach. Same $80,000 starting salary. You contribute 401k, $12,000 plus $4,000 employer match. HSA, $4,150. IRA, $6,500. Taxable brokerage, let's say $1,000, whatever is left after expenses. Total annual savings, $34,650. Over 30 years at 7% return, assuming raises that increase, the amount you save, roughly $4.5 to $5 million. That $4.5 to $5 million at a 4% withdrawal rate produces $180,000 to $200,000 annually. Before taxes. After taxes, roughly $150,000. After inflation adjustment, roughly $60,000 in today's dollars. You were earning $180,000. You're retiring on $60,000 in today's money. That's not ideal, but it's sustainable, and it's dramatically better than the $50,000 from the 401k alone. The taxable brokerage advantage. Here's why the taxable brokerage is so important. 1. Unlimited contributions. You can put as much as you want. 2. Flexibility. You can access it anytime without penalties. 3. Tax efficiency. You can use tax loss harvesting to offset gains. You can harvest losses strategically. 4. Flexibility in withdrawal. You can take long-term capital gains rates, which are lower than income tax rates. The 401k is great for forced savings, but the taxable account is where you build real wealth and maintain flexibility. The thing about your 401k. Your 401k is good. Keep contributing. Take any employer match, but understand what it actually produces. And understand that it's not enough on its own. The 401k contribution limit exists for a reason, to prevent wealthy people from sheltering too much income. This limitation inadvertently prevents ordinary people from building enough wealth for secure retirement. The solution is not to hate the 401k, it's to use it as one tool among many. Your 401k will produce maybe 40 to 50% of the retirement income you actually need. That's not a problem if you're using other tools. But if the 401k is your only savings vehicle, you're going to arrive at retirement significantly short. The conventional wisdom contribute to your 401k, and your set is a product of a world that doesn't exist anymore. What actually works is, contribute to the 401k up to any match. Max out the SHA, max out the IRA. Fill in the gap with taxable investments. These four tools, combined over 30 years, produce genuine retirement security. The 401k alone produces struggle. Don't settle for struggle. Use all the tools available to you.